Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool icon Robbie Fowler hits out at poor contract situation but offers new hope. Robbie Fowler says it is relatively poor from Liverpool to have allowed the situation to drag on for as long as it has done, but he doesn't believe the three stars are irreplaceable. Liverpool legend Robbie Fowler believes it is relatively poor that the club have allowed the contracts of Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, and Trent Alexander-Arnold to get down to their final months. But the former Red striker insists they can replace them if all three were to leave this summer. Fowler fears that not all three of the stars will be wearing red next season, with no news yet if they'll extend their contracts beyond June. But he points to how everyone expected them to tumble down the table when Jurgen Klopp left last summer. Yet Arne Slot is leading them to a Premier League title in his first season. There will be a tough ask for players coming in to replace them, Fowler told Sky Sports. But what I will say is that people were saying it would be a tough ask to come in and replace Jurgen Klopp. To pay Arne Slot the biggest compliment, we haven't missed Jurgen, so that could be the case with players. Liverpool lost the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, while PSG dumped them out of Europe last week. The focus is on winning the title now, with a 12-point lead over Arsenal, with 9 games to go. Then it will be known if they're waving goodbye to Salah, Van Dijk, and Alexander-Arnold in the summer. Fowler said, "Speaking from a fan point of view, I honestly don't think all of them will stay." Who? I really couldn't tell you. I'm a Liverpool fan. I want Liverpool to do well, and I want Liverpool to have all the best players. When you're looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah, these are 3 massively important players for Liverpool. I know Mo didn't have a great game yesterday. They probably missed Trent, but Virgil was probably the only Liverpool player who could hold his head high after yesterday. You want the 3 of them to sign. I think it is relatively poor from the club to let these great players get down to a few months left of their contract. What will be, will be. I look at the history of Liverpool Football Club, and regardless of who is staying, I think Liverpool have always been okay with the players that have come afterwards. No player is bigger than the football club. That is the case. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HG, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Liverpool FC transfer news. Our second news is Dan Burn reveals Newcastle's next steps after beating Liverpool to win the Carabao Cup. Dan Burn scored the opener as Newcastle beat Liverpool to win their first trophy in 56 years, and the defender has revealed out what the Toon want next. Dan Burn claims Newcastle's historic Carabao Cup win can be the start of a glory run, because they have lifted the burden by ending their 56-year trophy wait. Burn feels Eddie Howe's men have finally broken the ceiling by beating Liverpool to win their first piece of silverware since the Old Firms Cup in 1969. Newcastle's Carabao Cup success is their first triumph at Wembley since the 1955 FA Cup final, and Burn feels, with the Saudis bankrolling the Toon, it can be the first of many. I feel like it's been a bit of a burden, and we've been desperate to break through that ceiling, and now we feel we can compete for these honors, said the centre-half, who headed home the opener to put Newcastle on the path to glory. We've finally done it, and hopefully this will be the first of many, and we can kick on. I never, ever wanted to say it, but it felt like a bit of a burden. That pressure of having to be that team to break that ceiling. We now know that we can do it. Since the owners have come in and the manager came in, we've made a big thing about winning trophies, and I think that gives us confidence now to want to do more. I'm so happy, And this group of players, I've said it before, they so deserve to win a trophy. It would have been a huge shame if we'd not done so. It's just a great moment for Newcastle. Our third news is EFL release statement on VAR controversy in Newcastle's Carabao Cup win over Liverpool. Newcastle beat Liverpool 2-1 to win the Carabao Cup on Sunday. But there was some controversy as the Reds were denied a penalty for a handball shout against Kieran Trippier. The English Football League, EFL, have explained why Liverpool were not awarded a penalty as they were beaten 2-1 by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. Goals from Dan Burn and Alexander Isak earned Newcastle the win, while Federico Chiesa scored what proved to be a consolation goal in added time. However, there was some controversy over whether Liverpool should have been given a penalty when the score was 0-0. Kieran Trippier and Luis Diaz were jostling for the ball when it struck the Newcastle defender's hand. Referee John Brooks did not award a penalty at the time, and a VAR check upheld his decision. And the EFL have explained that Trippier was not penalized as his arm was in an expected position when it made contact with the ball. They said the referee's call of no penalty for handball by Trippier was checked and confirmed by VAR, with his arm deemed to be in an expected position with no clear or deliberate action towards the ball. Delivering his verdict on the incident, former Manchester United defender Gary Neville told Sky Sports, "It definitely hit Trippier's hand. We can see that from up here. VAR is saying his arms are out for balance, which takes it away from Diaz. In Europe, I think it is probably given as a penalty." Ex-Premier League referee Mike Dean, meanwhile, felt the decision was correct. "I can sort of understand what Stuart Atwell is saying," Dean said. "The wording is right. It is for balance. His arm is outstretched for balance. I don't think it is a penalty." Shortly after the incident, Burn put Newcastle in front with an excellent header, and the Magpies went on to claim a memorable victory. "We were well aware of the history and we wanted to do the club proud," Newcastle boss Eddie Howe said after the game. "We wanted to score, we wanted to perform, and we wanted to win. We are breaking new ground. I thought we were magnificent today. We worked consistently for 2 weeks on set plays just for this game, and if you had seen us in practice, you would have said, well, we had no chance. We couldn't believe Dan Burn scored. He didn't train like that. He was a colossus for us. I want to enjoy it first. I am always about tomorrow, but I'll put the coaching books away for a few days." Both teams were quite direct, and we dealt with that really well. Nobody wanted to make a mistake. There wasn't much pretty football played, but we were effective in both boxes. We didn't want to show our hand when we played them a few weeks ago. We still wanted to win that game, we just did it in a different way. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HG transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Liverpool FC transfer news.